Good day, everybody. My name is Todd Standing. I am the man who takes people out in the field and has them either live interact with or eyewitness Sasquatch. Thank you for tuning into my Sasquatch Sunday video. I have such an amazing life. I've been able to work with Survivor Man, the late great John Benernagel, Jeff Meldrum. I work with PhDs and amazing people from all over the world, and I have to attribute all that success to not just the discovery of Sasquatch, which is the journey that I'm on, but also to nature, to the people that have enriched my life because of this discovery, and the path that I'm on in this discovery process. I'm out here right now in the wilderness, just so you know, my children. Say hi, Tatiana.
Hi.
So I'm out in the wilderness with my children, with my family, enjoying nature, and teaching them about, most importantly, something, a deep, powerful philosophy I learned in my life from Native people and the First Nations people, specifically in Canada, about the sacred 7 teachings. So I have the video that's going to follow this. An amazing, beautiful Native lady talks about the consistencies in Native teachings and stories about Sasquatch, which I'm going to start talking about a lot, because most of you, I think, that are out there are very interested in this discovery process. That's why you follow my channel. And I need to make sure that I'm doing everything transparently to show you how I've been having so much success. My life is so amazing. It's so rich. It's so abundant, and I'm so grateful. And without these teachings, I wouldn't have any sort of success. Hello, daughter. Yes?
So we found a hole that was from a woodpecker.
You found a woodpecker hole?
Yeah.
Out here in the wilderness?
Yeah.
That's amazing. Thank you for sharing that with me. So today, in honor of my teacher Musqueam, my First Nations Northern Cree elder, and I have notes because I have to make sure I get this correct, and a Blackfoot elder by the name of Camille Pablo Russell, I'm going to teach you about the first teaching of the 7 teachings, which is the bear. So the 7 teachings are represented by 7 different living beings, one of which is Sasquatch, or Sabe, as I often refer to it in Alberta. And before we get to Sabe, which is to me, factually, the unknown apex species in the wilderness. Brilliant, amazing beings that live at the highest frequency. We go through the other 6 animal teachings, and I'm going to dedicate this to my teacher, Musqueam, who was a bear expert. So I talk about him a little bit in this sit-down I have with the Native lady after, and really listen what she has to say. There's a lot going on with what the Native people are talking about when it comes to animals and species, but the bear represents, in the 7 sacred teachings, bravery and the courage to live a brave life. So the bear also represents the proper balance between survival, play, and rest. But if you're going to live a great life, and I've said this before, and this is part of the 7 sacred teachings, you have to be courageous. And I'm telling you this because I live a courageous life. I'm brave enough to stand up for what I believe in, to go out into the wilderness and work for this discovery in spite of all the friction, we'll call it, that I face. The people that will laugh and mock at what I'm teaching and what I know about the Sasquatch and the reality of this species. So to be brave is extremely important. And if you don't have the courage to stand up for what you believe in and live a brave life, you're never going to live a life to its fullest potential. And that's one of the main teachings that a bear teaches us. So, and again, I dedicate this to my teacher Musqueam, who passed away quite a few years ago, a wonderful father figure to me, an amazing human being who taught me something else I'd like to speak about too, is the way he would work with bears. So he would get bears out of an area where they weren't supposed to be and where they were causing trouble and havoc, and he would mind speak with them. And this happened so long ago. He was mind speaking with bears, and it was absolutely wonderful to watch this, to literally watch him approach a wild bear and mind speak with them, like to read into him. And this is something that we actually know is a very factual thing now. Mind speaking and extrasensory perception are absolute realities, and it's a tremendously important part of this Sasquatch discovery. We must, all of us, to awaken, to reach that next level in the evolution of our species. We have to achieve this extrasensory perception, this new insight. And that comes with bravery that's taught to us by the bear. One of the 7 sacred teachings that we absolutely must amalgamate into our lives. So enjoy this video. I'll be teaching all I can. I'll be propagating this knowledge that was given to me, giving it back to you in hopes that you can go take this out. And whatever you do, be braver, be courageous. Know that if you don't tackle this hardship, if you don't rise above it, if you're not courageous, you will never really reach your full potential, and even never really have a wonderful full life, will you? Alexander the Great, fortune favors the bold. It's been there. It's out there, people. Be courageous. Live a courageous life. Enjoy this video. Thank you for watching my Sasquatch Sunday video. There'll be more to come next week. I'm off and done with expeditions for the year. It's fall. The snow is about to fly. In my research site, the snow is flying, and I leave the Sabe alone to rest for the winter. I don't approach them. I don't study them because it could potentially damage them long term. And if you know about nature, you don't drive snowmobiles through elk habitat because you could potentially kill them just by running them off. So I leave Sabe alone, Sasquatch alone for the winter, and I'm going to be out talking with people, helping people understand what this discovery process entails and passing this knowledge on for the winter. So I'll be regular with my videos, regular with my live shows. Thank you very much for your support, and take care, and we'll see you live on Wednesday and next Sasquatch Sunday. And don't forget our podcast on Saturday with Kyle. Take care. We'll talk to you soon. Good day, everybody. My name is Todd Stanning, and you know the rest. I take people out and show them Sasquatch. This is actually, so I'm at home today having this incredible meal, and I thought I'd talk a little bit about what's happening. So my friend Alyssa, I'm going to hand to Alyssa, brought me and made me a new friend today. This is CJ, and he is a First Nations Ojibwa man, correct?
Ojibwe, yeah.
Ojibwe, I got to pronounce it correctly, which is a tribe I've heard many great things about. He's been here telling me all these amazing Sasquatch stories. He's actually a police officer that works out of
Moose Factory, Ontario.
right. So, and he's got all these incredible native stories and stuff that's been very impressive. So cool that he actually made us indigenous fry bread today. Is it awesome, guys? What do you guys think of the fry bread? That's awesome, huh?
Dip it in the gravy.
What I want to talk about today is, so I was trained by a Cree elder. My teacher's name was Musqua, which means what? Bear. Means bear in, I guess, some of the Cree dialects.
Some of them.
There's lots of different Cree dialects. I apologize for putting the spot, but what I thought was really cool was I'd like Alyssa to tell us about your perception, the way. What is it? So it's Northern Cree that I worked with. So this is Hobima to Fort McMurray, and my teacher went down into the Kootenays. He was very well respected. His name was Two Bears or Running Bears because he was an expert when it came to black bears and grizzly bears, and he made a living actually getting rid of problem bears from military installations and government installations. He would go talk to the bear, and the bear would leave and never come back. So this is my teacher. I had a great relationship with him in his time before he departed us, but I'd like Alyssa to tell us about your Cree story to do with the Sasquatch, please.
So from our teachings and stuff, when I actually met him through my friend, which is kind of bizarre, for us, there's two different ways of looking at Sasquatch. Is it a spiritual being or is it like an ape? Right? So for us, I was told like a long time ago, we all used to live together. And then once we became westernized, that we no longer can live. So they can cloak themselves. They are actually a spiritual being that we are still connected, but they're very aware of who you are as a spirit. And you have to have a clean mind, a clean spirit, like a clean heart for to even interact with Sasquatch.
So then I told her, I said what my teacher told me. So listen to the connection between this. And I always tell this to my expeditions. I've never told this publicly. I feel a little uncomfortable telling this publicly. So I'm going to say it. My teacher told me a long time ago the Sasquatch and the native people lived together. And the Great Spirit came to both of them and they said, I have an offering for you. I have fire. The fire will keep you warm, it'll protect you, it'll cook your food. But fire represents technology, and technology will remove you from the wilderness. And once you go down this path, you can never go back. And now we see native people that have really embraced technology, embraced civilization, become domesticated, and really have separated themselves from wilderness, which is very unhealthy. But remember, the Sasquatch reject technology and civilization because their brothers accepted it. And look at where it's taken us, down this road of domestication syndrome, which is horrible, right? Away from your culture. You know, I'm saying Musquat, and she's not even aware of that term. Hey, my new CJ, can you speak your indigenous language?
He's got food in his mouth.
Can you speak indigenous Ojibwa?
He's busy eating my roast.
Yeah, roast is very good, by the way.
Thank you.
Can I speak my language? I lost my language when I was young.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to say something too. So for me, my birth mom, I was taken away. I was one of the 60 scoop. I was taken away from my birth mom, and my mom was murdered in 2000. So for me to go back into my native culture, which I now work in with the children here in Calgary, that was taken away from us. So I'm learning as much as everybody else.
Awful. It's just so awful, guys. So as European settlers here, I would encourage all of you to learn about your indigenous cultures, whether it's Native American in the United States or First Nations people. It's a wonderful culture. Get a pair of moccasins, learn about mucklucks, read a story. There's an online course you can take. This is beautiful stuff, guys.
It's for free. It's called Indigenous Studies, so it's for free. Anybody can take it.
What an amazing course that's being offered, and really, we live here now. We all live here together in harmony, but reconnecting with these indigenous people will help you connect to the land in beautiful ways. And I always encourage white people to reconnect with indigenous, and indigenous people to reconnect with their culture before it's gone, because when it's gone, it's lost. I can't tell you how many native languages I know about. The Assiniboine native language specifically has recently been lost. Every few years we lose a native language, you lose a piece of culture, and it's devastating, guys. Get out there, support it, otherwise we'll lose it. And it's really heartbreaking because we have a lot to learn from it in this beautiful land. Agreed?
Yep. Agreed.
Awesome. Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Bye.